are you?
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope y'all are having an awesome week. Today's one of those days where I just have a lot of stuff going on and my brain is a jumbled up mess. But right now I'm heading to go and get coffee and wake my ass up. And then I'm gonna wash this thing. The LS400 being my daily driver, now that it has better suspension on it, is like the greatest thing ever. But it's love bug season down here in Florida, and for people that don't live in Florida, basically picture pollen season, but instead of it being pollen, it's just all bugs. And the whole front of my windshield is just caked and destroyed, and the whole front of my car is destroyed, and I need to get this shit off fast because love bugs are bad for paint. Florida is built different. Florida is like a whole nother world. Not a fan of it. But today's gonna be sick because we get to do some NSX stuff, and I got some really good news about the Supra that I get to share, and we get to work on the Supra as well today. So yes, the LS400 still only has half an exhaust on it. I have not had the time to build the other half, and it being my daily driver, I can't take it apart right now, and I don't have enough time to do this between events and all of that. But let's go wake up, get this thing cleaned, and then head back to the compound. I get to show you guys some awesome stuff. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, it's so disgusting. Hopefully we can solve that. All right, it's not the best, but it's as good as I can do. I need to scrub the shit out of it to get it all off. I was able to get the windshield clean and rest of the car, but I'm over it. Oy, coffee, car wash, the routine. You guys remember when I cleaned the car 2 minutes ago? What the fuck? Literally can't avoid it. I'm on my way to get a haircut because my shit long as hell and haven't had time to cut it, so I'm rushing over to get a haircut. And then I got some cool shit to show you guys. Okay, bye. Back from a haircut, looks much better now. Don't have to wear a hat anymore. But I just want to say how blessed I am to have such an awesome community of people watching my videos. You guys sold out my low cars, high standards hoodie designs in 2 hours last Friday, and that is absolutely ridiculous. There was so much hype behind these to the point where people were messaging me saying make more, make t-shirts, make all these things. And I guess I underestimated the amount of hoodies that I made. But I've decided to open a pre-order for Low Cars High Standards V2 hoodies and t-shirts that will be going live on my website this Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the pre-order will run for 7 days and then get closed, sent out for production, all of that stuff. If you go on my website and you look, you'll see the pre-order set up, ready to go. Ignore the sold out. That's just how this website works. I had to write pre-order on the actual thumbnails, but May 5th, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the pre-orders will open. You guys can order as many as you want. I'll have sizes small through 4XL, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. None of this wouldn't be possible without your guys' support, and I feel like I just have to constantly remind you guys about that because you are the ones that make this happen, and I'm extremely blessed. So get ready, link is in the description for Thursday. I'm not sure when this video is going up. I believe it's gonna go up Wednesday or Thursday, but get stoked and thank you guys. But now I'm gonna spend the next 2 hours packing these up, getting these all shipped out for you guys. And then it's time for NSX stuff. End of the day, finally finished packing up every single hoodie order. We're done, all good. So these are gonna go out tomorrow, and now it's NSX time. And that box over there in the corner is what I've been waiting for. Nothing too crazy, but something that I noticed that was wrong with the car a couple weeks ago that I definitely wanted to fix. So let's go get the car and get to work. I refuse to drive the NSX in this time of year for this exact reason. Come on, are you kidding me? What the fuck is this? You guys watched me clean all of this morning. Unbelievable. This box that I have in my hand is going to solve all of my issues with the NSX that I have discovered recently. Insert photo here. My good old buddy Jim sent me a photo from a couple weeks ago when we were going out to dinner. One of my LED bars in my taillights was out. Now on NSXs, you have the rear taillight set up here, and the LED strip that goes along the spoiler lights up when you hit the brake lights. They don't stay on all the time, it only lights up when you hit the brake lights. And this section from here does not work anymore. And the DIY part of me was like, oh, okay, like I'll take it out, I'll fumble around with the connections, make sure everything's good. Did all of that, didn't fix the issue. Researched everything, find out that it's not something that you can fix, because NSXs are weird like that. And maybe if you're really good at wiring, you could take apart the tail light and replace all the LED bulbs and stuff that are wrong with it. But 95% of NSX owners said that that is not possible to do, and that you have to replace the entire LED tail light. That is what this is. But on top of that as well, sorry if I look tired, it's like 10:45 at night. I need to go to bed. The interior of my NSX is black. As you can see, the black is in very good condition, but there are parts of it that are actually tan. And if you remember my Soarer, when I had that car, I dyed the entire interior. That car was fully tan. The interior was completely tan. I dyed the entire interior black, and it held up great for 3 years, no issues. There are parts of this interior that are tan, that are dyed black, that are starting to fade. And two of the spots that I need to replace are these kind of lower kick panel areas down here, because every single time you get in and out of the car, you have to be extremely careful, and if your foot scuffs it, then sometimes you can show some tan through. And I don't want that anymore. So on top of the tail light, I also got two pieces that will be replacing the lower parts of my interior with fresh OEM black pieces. Now these weren't cheap. This car is starting to show its worth with the replacement parts that I have to get for it. The tail light itself was $1,000, and the two interior pieces that I got were $500. Am I gonna make that money back from this video? Definitely not. But am I gonna have a working tail light and some black interior pieces? I definitely am. So anyways, I'm gonna unbox this box and kind of go through what I got here. It's all OEM stuff, so that's sick. What? This shit comes with gloves, like proper gloves to install. That's funny. One interior piece, two interior piece, really expensive piece. Oh, that is so good. Fresh black lower trim. Wish it replaced the gas door piece, but that's okay. It's crazy that this stuff is still sitting brand new from Honda from like 30 years ago. Oh, that is so much better. I am stoked about these. I think I'm gonna do the interior pieces first. As much as I wanna do the taillight first, I think I'm gonna do that first. I'm by myself. I'm always the last person to leave here, but I don't care because I love this car a shit ton and I wanna put these parts on, so let's do it. Here's a little comparison for you. You can see it's kind of wavy and old. It's been in the car for a very long time, but we got the brand new black OEM replacement, so I'm stoked on that. I need to find this trim piece as well. This is tan and it's been dyed black or painted black. You can see the little bit of tan showing through here. So I need to find that. The website that I got these from actually had them listed, but after I placed the order, they refunded those pieces because they didn't have them. So if you know someone that has those pieces for both sides, let me know. Little gas logo pops off. I see the problem. Very nice. And this goes back in the box. Nice and safe. Got all the nice fresh interior piece. Other side. This side's progressively worse. You can see the tan showing through all in here. Really need to find black OEM pieces. But these literally just, see if I can get in here so you guys can see. These literally just pop up, so it's a very easy replacement. God, that looks so much better. That looks light years better. Depending on the dye or the paint finish that you use, it can give a really like glossy look, which is not OEM. And that's kind of whoever did this before. It just has a very glossy, wavy, not correct look to it. But nothing beats OEM. Looks so much better. Like I said, if you have anyone with this piece, let me know, because I really freaking need it. Anyways, that was easy. That took me like 3 minutes to do. But time to move on to this. So I have to get to the underside of the spoiler, take the taillight out, swap it out for the new one, and hopefully we have a working taillight. I'll be stoked. Yes, I know I should have bought trunk struts before I bought air suspension and all these cool, crazy things. That's life, you know? Sometimes you want to buy groceries, sometimes you want to buy NSX parts. For me, it was NSX parts. Up under the spoiler here, there are some grommets. Basically have to pop all those off, and then there should be some 10 mils in there that hold the taillight on. So we're gonna do that. We'll freaking get after it. Well, Honda sent them to me, so I might as well wear them. Really wish I had like a plastic pick to be able to pop those grommets out instead of using like a flathead or something. Maybe I can find something. Can you believe like 5 years ago I was rusting a Del Sol? Now I'm doing this. It doesn't make sense. All right, I found a tool. It's metal, but it's not sharp. It's got a rounded corner, so I'll use that to pop these little guys out. All those are off. Looks like just Phillips. Easy enough. How is every single Phillips head missing from this drawer? Do not drop the screw on the paint. It's funny, when I did this, or when I tested this spoiler light to make sure that it was actually broken, I never took it fully out like this. I only messed around with the actual wing itself. I took like the whole wing off and messed with the connection. So I'm gonna be real pissed if this light actually works and functions properly, and I just ignored this step and decided to just buy a whole new taillight for $1,000. Ah, I see. Okay, very careful. Okay. Carefully slide that off. So here's the old unit. A little dusty, a little crusty. Not too bad. Here is the brand new spoiler taillight. Beautiful. I thought it was almost the wrong one because there's two different types. The US, we got a darker style taillight, like a darker red. Japan has more of a brighter red. I'm going to swap all these little guys over to this and then put this in and then test it out, and hopefully we have a working spoiler taillight. Plugging it in ever so gently. Just like that. Thread some of these guys in. There's nothing like putting brand new OEM parts on a car, especially something like this. It's so satisfying. Okay, now I'm going to set up my phone and have it film the taillight because I'm the only one here and I will have no idea if it works unless I look at it from my phone. Was my $1,000 purchase worth it? Aha! I was hitting the wrong pedal. Look at that. Working taillight. Stoked. Okay, was not a waste of $1,000. Now I'm gonna get it all finished up and then we're good to go, and then I can go to bed. Sold pen, Honda. Thank you.
What are these?
You guys remember when I said I wish they had the little gas door button replacement? I didn't look past the little Sweet and Juicy logo, but they did. So I'm friggin' double stoked right now. Slap that little bad boy in, and then I'll get to replace this one that you can see is some tan showing through. Oh, that's just a good little gas fucking door replacement. Okay, old, new. Oh, okay, there it is. Oh, that's so much better. Look at that. Thus concludes NSX modifications with Mike for today. Like I said, it's late. I'm a tired boy. I'm gonna go to bed, wake up, and tomorrow show you the Supra, do some more Supra stuff. Stoked about that. Need to find the time to get to work on that thing. But regardless, I'm stoked to see that thing slowly transform into what it should be. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning. Boom! It's the next day. Heading over to the outside lifts because we got some good progress done on the Supra. Part of it I wish that I filmed, but it's a long story, but I'll explain more when I show you guys the car. But we made some pretty good headway on it over this past week and a half, and I'm pretty stoked about it. So the last time I gave you guys an update on this car, we moved it to the outside lifts so that it could be worked on easier because I couldn't get leverage while the car was on jack stands to take the engine out. A little dirty, but not too bad for being outside. Well, you guys ready? Boom! No engine. Engine is out. Engine got pulled a few days ago, and it is crusty in here. Everything's clean, like there's no rust, but just a little crusty, a little dirty. So to explain further as to why I did not, unfortunately, document the engine getting pulled out of this car, I was working on it last week. As you guys know, I'm usually very strapped for time. I really don't have any time. So any half hour to an hour that I got free during the day to come over here and work on this thing, I was just trying to take out little bits here and there. Ended up reaching out to a friend of mine, Phil, who is actually a master Toyota technician, and he also has been helping around over at Drift HQ. And he came over, I spoke to him about my plans with the car, what I was trying to do, and he said that he was down to help pull the engine in a few weeks. Fast forward the next day, without me even knowing, he texts me and tells me to come by the car when I have a second, and he pulled the whole engine. So huge shout outs to Phil. He was an absolute lifesaver in being able to do this when I couldn't. He said that I did a lot of the grunt work, so it was very easy for him, and I'm stoked to hear that because it's not too bad in here. Just give it a good pressure wash, and I think it'll clean up good. But as you guys know, I'm trying to paint this thing, trying to paint the engine bay, and that's a whole nightmare in itself because this is going to be even harder to strip out than actually pulling the engine itself, I think. Huge shout out to you, Phil. I'm gonna leave your Instagram right here. Guys, be sure to go give him a follow. He's an awesome dude, and I'm sure that me and him will be working in the future on this car again when I don't have time. Yeah, I'm popping over here, trying to see if I can get some more stuff done on this thing today. Try and strip the engine bay out a little bit more, but I'm stoked. Huge progress has been made. And once I get all of this stuff stripped out, I'm debating on taking this car and putting it back in the building to strip everything out. That way I can kind of little better organize things when I take them out of the car. But I'm stoked. Just like that, the Supra is back in her spot. So I'm going to be spending the next few hours just taking pictures of stuff, taking stuff out of here, finding spots for it, and just trying to strip this thing down. We'll see how far I can get. I have other stuff that I have to do today as well, so hopefully I can get decently far, but the progress alone of the engine being out is huge. So once we get this thing stripped, then I can get it sent out and prep for paint, have Randy come and do his magic. Couple days of work away from getting this thing ready to get painted. So I'll be stoked to see that. It'll be definitely some good motivation to get this thing done more once this thing is brand new, nice and shiny pearl white paint in here. This car is going to be so beautiful. I'm so excited. I sat in it when we pushed it over here and I was just like, man, I miss this car. It's probably been, yeah, it's been 4 months since I've driven this thing. It's just been in here chilling, and man, I cannot wait to drive it again. Went to the distributor, which we will no longer be running, so this can be removed and not put back. I do plan to leave the fuse box in the OEM location for this build, but it will have to obviously come out for when this whole bay gets painted. But right now, I think I'm gonna try and tackle the ABS system, because I do plan on deleting ABS and getting a kit for that. So I need to drain all the brake fluid out of the master and then start disconnecting a bunch of brake lines, trying to remember which ones go to what, and remove the ones that I don't need. So I've never deleted ABS on anything before. I've never even messed with any of these systems before. So this entire car is a new learning curve for me. I've messed with JZs, but very little. I've only done a turbo kit on my Soarer when I had that car, and I even had some help from Jimmy with that. So yeah, that's probably one of the biggest eyesores in the engine bay. So I'm definitely gonna tackle that first, see if I can get that all out, and then freaking see how it goes. Following the brake lines. Please don't piss fluid everywhere. I have never done an ABS job before. Let me actually grab some paper towels just in case. Even though I plan on repainting this engine bay, I'm not trying to make it harder for myself by getting brake fluid everywhere, because it is indeed going to put brake fluid everywhere. So I pretty much have everything disconnected from the ABS module. Tried to do things the clean way, was catching all the brake fluid, all the cups fell, brake fluid's everywhere. It's unfortunate. I'm painting the engine bay, that's the whole reason why I'm taking all this stuff out, so I'm not really worried about the condition of the paint. I know brake fluid's horrible for paint, but I'm gonna clean it up as best I can once I get the ABS system out, and then we'll go from there. Sick thing about jacking up a car with the engine out is both sides lift up at the same time because it's not heavy in the front anymore. So that's a plus. Now I gotta pop passenger side wheel off and disconnect the nuts at the bottom that hold the ABS module in from the underside. Then I should be able to take that entire unit out. Then I'll mosey around and see if there's any other brackets and stuff I can remove that are pretty easy. Running tight on time right now, so I gotta hurry this up. All right, everything is disconnected, so this should technically come out. No more junky, shitty ABS unit. Now that that's out of the way, I'm just gonna do a quick once over, see if there's anything really easy that I can take off, and kind of go from there. All right, I think I'm gonna call it here. We got quite a bit done, and I'm pretty stoked about that. Got headlights out, ABS module out, a bunch of accessory brake lines for the ABS that I'm no longer gonna be using. Whole bunch of brackets, heater core lines, master cylinder, stuff like that. Everything that I can take off easily is off. I wish I could keep going, but I have to edit this video and get ready for tomorrow, which is FD Atlanta. So we're leaving at 4 a.m. tomorrow to drive
9 hours up to Atlanta and be there for FD. So I gotta get ready for that. Stoked to see this thing making some very good progress. Happy that it's gonna be back in the shop so I have some AC. And hopefully in the next video about this car, the engine bay will be completely gutted and I can have Randy over here assessing stuff, getting it ready for paint. Gonna have to like get one of the dollies for the underside of the car to wheel it over to the paint bay, get it all prepped. But I am so stoked to see this bay transform from what it is now to a very beautiful pearl white engine bay. So leave a like if you guys are stoked for Supra content. Making progress. It's a little slower than I wish, but that's just kind of the way things are. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.